Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, if any of you guys have heard of the 4 P's of marketing before, this is something that is very useful for your business. There's four things that you guys have to learn when it comes to marketing, alright? It's called the 4 P's of marketing. That's right, the 4 P's. Now, we use the 4 P's of marketing in our business to kind of figure what is the end goal we're trying to come across here, okay? These 4 P's are product, price, promotion, and placement. Once you have all these 4 things settled into your business and you kind of understand what you're trying to come across, you'll be absolutely golden. And now what we're going to be doing is going through each one of these P's and we're going to be describing each one to you so you guys have an understanding of what they are. Now, the first P we're going to be going over is product. You see that in the whiteboard? So guys, we have the product. Now what this is, it's pretty self-explanatory. What are you selling? What are you selling on your, it could be a website, your brick and mortar business, it could be anything. There are a couple of things that you have to consider when selling your product, what to sell. The first thing in your business is obviously the niche or what your business is. So for example, we do e-commerce. If you guys are familiar with our channel before, if this is your first time, also subscribe. That'd be a pretty good thing for you guys to do right now. We do e-commerce, we drop ship. So we run a bunch of different stores and we have these online stores through Shopify, and we create niche stores or general stores and we put products on them and sell them through Facebook ads. So for example, the products that we sell would be from AliExpress because we take products from China and we put them onto our stores to sell to random people. It could be anyone in your Facebook feed, Instagram feed, etc. Any social media platform. We define our product by what our store is. So if we have a general store, that means literally any store that can sell anything, any product, any category, doesn't matter whatsoever. Then you may have a niche store. So for example, like a beauty store, you may have a sports store, you may have a pet store, that could be anything. You're gonna sell products that are catered towards that niche. So for example, pet stuff would be dog toys, cat toys. A beauty store would be skincare products, stuff for your face, makeup, could be anything. Now, once you have your niche in place and you know the products that you want to sell, then it comes down to choosing the right product. So now there's kind of a couple things that break down into the product here, okay? It's kind of the key elements. So now when we have the 4 P's, we also have like the subcategories of the product. So number 1 can be its perceived value. Now, if you guys can see this on the whiteboard here, I apologize once again, it's a little bit faded. Perceived value. So this means what the product goes for, what its perception is to consumers in the market or online, for example, right? So if I want to take this eraser, this may have cost me $5 at the store, but people in China, because this is probably from China most likely, they get it for 50 cents, okay? Now, you can't sell something like this online just because people can get this anywhere and its perceived value isn't high. So someone seeing this eraser may not see it as something that may not sell for cheap. An example of a high perceived value product would be something like a skincare product. So for example, you go to all these drugstores or these beauty stores that you may see at the mall and you see products that you've seen maybe as seen on TV or anything that's on a commercial really, and you brand these products to make them literally be 3-4 times what they buy them for. So for example, what we're doing on dropshipping, we buy a product for $10, $20 and we sell them for times 2 or times 3 of the price. So that would be its perceived value. So its perceived value has to be pretty good. It has to be something that a consumer wouldn't see as being cheap. Our next indication for finding a product would be its general appeal to the audience. This doesn't necessarily have to be something that caters to everyone. Now this is also very niche specific too. If your product caters to a specific demographic, then this is totally obsolete for you guys, okay? We're just talking about something in general, something that we can relate to in e-commerce. It could be your appeal to the audience. So you want to find something or sell something that kind of has a mass appeal to everyone essentially, right? To both genders, to any age. And by doing that, you're basically broadening your horizons and you're able to get more customers to come to and see that product. And the reason we do this is because you don't want to have a product that can only sell to a specific demographic. And yes, that is catered specifically for them, but having a bigger demographic and wider audience will allow more people to buy your product. And that's why we always encourage people to use a general mass appeal for their products. The third thing to finding a good product, guys, is something that solves a problem. This is actually huge, guys, okay? Now, you can sell something that's entertaining. You can sell something that literally doesn't solve any problems whatsoever. It may be a good product to sell, but something that generally solves a problem is something that will sell for a very long time, okay? People have a lot of struggles in their daily lives. People have issues that are going on, right? They want products that make their lives much easier than it was before, okay? And now when they go on to these online platforms, when they go on to social media, they're gonna be bombarded with ads and they're gonna be bombarded with products they haven't seen before. And generally speaking, they're gonna go to the products that are most suited to them that also solve a problem. And that's just my opinion. It doesn't mean that's completely right, but I generally believe that people like to buy stuff that honestly solves a problem in their life, okay? So whether that's, for example, could be like a home cleaning product, like a mop or something, like a special mop, not just like a general mop, like something that cleans like 360 or something. I don't know, I'm just speaking out of my mouth here, okay? Versus a neck pillow. Like a neck pillow also solves a problem, but it's not as, I guess you could say, like versatile as a mop or like a special mop. And that's why having this solving problem factor is huge and crucial for when you guys are choosing your products. The second P of marketing we're gonna be discussing is price. We're talking about price now. The money that you're making from the product. The margins, the profitability, how profitable we're gonna be when you're selling your products, okay? We're gonna be talking about this all right now, okay? So, first things first, how do you price a product? How do you get a product from China or from anywhere that you're selling on the market and price it? A lot of people actually have struggles with this, okay? They think to themselves, well, like, how do I know the price of a product? Like, how would I be able to determine that? And now this is what we're gonna tell you, okay? Number one, based off of what you're buying your product for. So margins, for example, we'll be talking about margins. Generally speaking, guys, this applies to any business or any business model. It doesn't have to be dropshipping, it doesn't have to be e-commerce, it can be anything. To price your product, it has to correspond with what you're selling, obviously, right? So this also goes back down, ties down to product. Remember, all the 4 Ps, guys, is gonna tie back together eventually. Each thing can relate to each other. So this could go with the high perception value, the high perceived value of the product, right? So you're not gonna take a pencil or a marker, okay, that costs 10 cents in China and sell it for $50, unless it's like a crazy, insane marker that no one's ever seen before in their life. You're not gonna sell it for that much, okay? You're probably gonna sell it for $10, not even $5 for that matter, okay? Unless it's special. You guys have to take this into consideration. You also have to look for your competitors' prices. So this is also another element that I'll be talking about a bit later. But in terms of margins, guys, how you're able to calculate your margins is basically what you sell your product for. So for example, if you're selling this for $10 and it costs you $5 to buy it, so your margin would be literally $5. So you take your revenue minus the cost, which is your margin. So 10 minus 5 is $5, your margin is $5. Now, this also has to be properly set for your business. So you have to know the numbers of your business for you guys to have your margin set up properly. So if you're running ads, right? If you have other costs like operating costs for your businesses, right? Everything has to make sense in the end of the day. If you have a restaurant, if you have any brick and mortar business, you can't just price things out of your ass. They all have to be related to what you're doing. And now going back to what I was saying, guys, we're talking about competitors. So that's also a great way to price your things too. So competitors, guys, I'm really bad at spelling competitors. I wrote it on the board there, okay? I'm not doing any spell check here. Competitors, okay? In our business model, in dropshipping, look for them, go online, search up the exact same product that you're selling, for God's sake, right? Competitors are everywhere, literally. All you have to do is search up, for example, for us, we look up the product we're selling, plus Shopify, we look that up in Google search, and we see the competitors, a list of competitors on Google, and how to beat them, guys, okay? And now, there's different ways you can beat your competitors too, not just by the price. Remember, there are things that people look for when looking at price, right? Sometimes pricing your products lower than the competitor may be a bad thing. They look at the value, they look at the perceived value. Like I said, again, ties back down to the product. So if you're pricing your product 10 times lower than what the market value is, people are gonna think, well, why would I buy this? It looks cheaper, it may not be as good as the other product. So it all has to be price sensitive, but also, if you have the same price as another person on a website, you can kind of throw in a little bit extra or maybe some sort of other offer to kind of outbeat your competitors. So for example, like better shipping or a 1-year warranty or a bundle or something that may look more valuable for a consumer. Next thing, guys, really quick, promotion. Okay guys, again, the marker, it just died on us literally today. I didn't realize how faded this thing was. I actually apologize. Been using it a lot and it actually died. So, promotion. This is where you come up with the offer. So how to use scarcity or how to use promotions to scare your customers into buying things. So example, you have a product on your website that's $30 and it originally cost $60. That is a promotion. That is a 50% off sale, right? 60 minus 30 is half, right? 30, you guys get it, right? Okay. Promotion, that is a promotion. So the way customers perceive these promotions are the way obviously you market them. So in the way you do your ads, the way you put it on your website, etc. You can do other promotions such as buy one, get one. You can do things like free shipping. You could do things like adding in a specific product for free, things like that. There's many different promotions you guys can do, but it all depends on price, depends on the product. And now promotion relates to the other 2 Ps that we talked about. Everything flows in together, guys. So that is basically the promotion. There's not really much to say about that. Promotion does tie down into the placement. So it's kind of, promotion and placement are almost kind of the same things, which I'm going to be diving into placement, but you'll see why it ties down in just a sec. Placement, guys, this is where your products are being shown to. So for example, if you have a website, placement would be on the website. That would be where you're selling your product. Where you sell these products would also be promotion, like I just talked about. So those kind of tie together, because essentially when you're running ads for your business, whether it's online or physical, you're going to be running, say, an ad for a product. Let's just use an example as you're running an ad for a product, okay? Now, this product, this ad would be an example of the promotion. And now when someone clicks on that promotion or the ad, it would bring them to the website, which is the placement, the fourth P of marketing. So you can see how those kind of tie in together, and all of them tie in together. Like I've mentioned, every single P that we've talked about, I've mentioned that all the P's tie in together, which is true. So think of it this way. Running an ad for this marker on Facebook, you're running it for Instagram, whatever, etc. Okay, the ad is being displayed to the feeds. Now someone sees that ad, that is an example of promotion, they click on the ad, now it's redirecting them to the landing page, which is the placement, okay, where your products are placed. In terms of finding your placement, guys, there's not really much to it. Like I said, if you have a physical store or if you have an online store, there's many different options you can use for online. For example, like Shopify, you can use Wix, which I beg you not to use. You can use Squarespace, you can use any of that stuff. Physical businesses, that's completely up to you and what your business model is. So I don't really have a say in that unless you know what your business model, you found it, okay? But yeah, guys, that's pretty much a quick summary of the 4 Ps. Nothing too crazy, nothing too in-depth. There's nothing really you can go in depth with the placement or the promotion. I mean, because it's pretty self-explanatory for what we're doing. I'm trying to relate everything we do on Ecom Street to what our actual businesses are. So just because you watch this doesn't mean it's entirely applicable to your business. Like I said, we relate things to what we do on our channel. So feel free to subscribe if you think this video has helped you at all. If you thought it was valuable, make sure to give a thumbs up. Tell us what you guys think in the comments. Maybe even argue with us. If you guys want to start an argument, perhaps, you know, if you think that what I said about placement is completely wrong, tell me. I'll completely argue with you on that, okay? So thanks again, guys, and we'll see you soon.